The automatic mode is treacherous. It doesn't announce itself when it takes hold. It doesn't come with sirens or alerts. It infiltrates slowly, camouflaged in fatigue, obligations, and haste. One day you dream, plan, and feel alive. The next, you start to postpone, justify, mute what you feel, and when you realize it, you no longer make choices. You just react. You merely go with the flow, not because you chose to, but because resisting takes too much energy. It's easier to adapt than to confront. It's more comfortable to repeat patterns than to question them. But this ease comes at a very high price. Your life slipping through your fingers as you watch from a distance, absent from yourself. The illusion of control is one of the greatest traps of modern life. You believe you are in command because you meet deadlines, hit targets, pay bills, organize your schedule, and say no from time to time. But true control is not managing commitments. It is having clarity about the whys. It's taking pauses to ask, does this bring me closer to the life I desire? Or am I just trying to survive another day? These questions hurt because they demand lucidity, and lucidity is uncomfortable. It forces us to face what we avoid. It takes us out of our comfort zone. When you live on autopilot, these questions disappear. They are silenced by the noise of routine, by chronic fatigue, by the convenience of not thinking too much. But truly, living starts exactly there. When you dare to interrupt the flow, when you decide to place awareness where there used to be habit, when you refuse to accept numbness as your fate. Awakening doesn't happen all at once. It starts with small ruptures, with a no where there once was complacency, with a more attentive gaze inward, with the courage to ask yourself, even fearing the answer, is this life really mine? Because only when you wake from numbness, only when you stop merely functioning, do you start to truly live. For real, truly living is more than standing, completing tasks, and being physically present. It requires full presence, and full presence demands courage. The courage to break with what is comfortable, to quiet the external noise, to finally listen to what has been screaming inside you for so long. Living with presence means refusing the role of spectator in your own life. It's deciding, with intention and firmness, to be the protagonist. It's stepping out of autopilot, taking the wheel, and even amidst chaos, choosing the path with purpose. It's having the audacity to go against the grain if necessary, to not betray your own essence. Life does not pause for those who are still asleep. You either wake up now, or you will be pushed by a blind routine that doesn't care about your dreams or your pains. You are on autopilot when you turn on the news out of habit, without thinking about what you hear. When you respond, "I'm fine," reflexively, even without knowing how you truly feel. When you spend hours scrolling your phone screen and call it leisure, even if you end up feeling emptier than when you started. You are on autopilot when you turn the weekend into a mere wait for Monday, and Monday into yet another repetitive cycle of existence without presence. The cruelest thing about autopilot is that it is not neutral. It sucks you in, dulls you, distances you from yourself. It's a silent poison. It numbs the senses, silences intuition, extinguishes the internal flame that drives genuine living. The more time passes, the further away you become from who you are. Not because you wanted to, but because you allowed it. Why do we accept this? Because it's easier, it's more comfortable to follow ready-made scripts than to risk writing our own. Facing ourselves takes strength. Breaking away from others' expectations can lead to rejection. Embracing our own desires can mean discontenting, confronting, disappointing. And so, we hide behind productivity, performance, and a routine that seems normal but suffocates us. We nurture the illusion of control while losing ourselves, but every escape comes at a cost, and it is high. Living disconnected from oneself takes its toll on the soul, body, and mind. That undefined anguish rises, that persistent sadness clings, That sense of tiredness remains even after resting. Those are signs of an existence that lost its guiding thread, its meaning. Still, there's good news. Awakening is possible. It is always possible. It just takes a moment of lucidity, a sincere question, an act of courage. Life asks for presence, not perfection. It asks for truth, not masks. And every small step toward authenticity is a victory over emptiness, because truly living in the end means returning home to oneself. The good news is that there's still time. There is always time. It doesn't matter where you are or how far you've distanced yourself. The return to the essential is always possible. The awakening doesn't happen like in the movies, in a sudden beam of light or a dramatic plot twist. It usually begins in something much more subtle and powerful, the courageous decision to stop. Simply stop. Breathe deeply. Silence the noise around you, and finally hear what has been trying to speak inside you for so long. Question, feel, acknowledge, and honestly ask yourself, does this still make sense to me? And then face the answer, even if it hurts, even if it changes everything. These questions disturb. They mess with structures, shake certainties, reveal wounds, but they also liberate. They illuminate dark corridors we avoid traversing, open doors we've kept locked for years, and above all, they return to us something we should never have lost, the right to choose consciously. Taking real control of your own life is not about planning every step or eliminating all risks. It is about presence. It is transforming breakfast into a ritual of attention. It is walking to work with purpose, or at least with an open heart to find it. It is listening to music not out of habit, but because it speaks to your soul. It is looking someone in the eyes and being there, fully, even if only for a few seconds. Living consciously does not mean having mastery over everything. It means being awake in everything you live. It is exchanging autopilot for intention. It is transforming the ordinary into the sacred. It is remembering that you are not a barcode operating on an assembly line. You are human, and being human means having sensitivity, depth, freedom. It is having the right and responsibility to live genuinely. Being in control, paradoxically, means relinquishing the illusion of control. It means stopping trying to manipulate time, others, or the future, and refocusing on what truly matters, yourself. It's taking the helm of your own journey, even when the tides are uncertain, even when the sky is cloudy. Life wasn't made to be lived on repeat mode. It pulses, it provokes, it calls to us at every moment. And when it shouts, because yes, sometimes it shouts, it's not to scare us, it's to wake us up. You can continue to function in this zombie mode, producing, delivering, smiling while emptying yourself inside. Or you can allow yourself to awaken. You can keep pretending you are in control, or you can finally take it in a real, alive and present way. You wake up. Get out of bed, still sleepy, brush your teeth, grab a quick coffee, and head out to face another day. You go to work, carry out tasks with the precision of a well-trained gear, deliver what's needed, come back home, have a quick dinner, flop onto the couch and mindlessly scroll through social media feeds until sleep takes over. The next day, everything repeats. Everything seems fine. You are functioning, you are moving, you are living. But are you really? There is a vast difference between existing and living, and often that difference hides in the grey, repetitive rhythm we call routine. The most frightening thing is that on the outside, everything seems absolutely normal. And inside, you even believe you are in control. But what is truly happening is that you have been absorbed by a system that turns human beings into efficient machines, operating on autopilot, while making them believe they are in control.